Hey guys, Justin with Justin Dare Fitness here. Now we've all seen the guys that go into the gym, look all big and strong, throw a bunch of weight up on the rack, do an exercise, look terrible doing it, throw the weight back up, and think they did a good job. The last thing you should be worrying about is the weight that you're doing. What other people think doesn't matter. You're doing this for you, not for them. So what you need to focus on is your form. With proper form, you'll see so many more results. Your strength gains will be through the roof in comparison if you're just lifting a weight that you can physically lift but without proper mechanics. Now I'm going to break it down a little bit what exactly having proper form is and how it benefits you in not only the short term but the long term. Now before we dive headfirst into this, I want to give you a quick overview of some of the things that we're going to be talking about. First thing is motor behavior. That's how the human movement system, which is basically your entire body, your nervous system, skeletal, and muscular system, how it works together to produce a certain movement. Next thing is motor control, and that's how posture and movements with involved structures by using the central nervous system. That's how your brain and spinal cord, which sends signals out to your limbs telling them to do those certain movements. Now it uses what it's learned in the past, what you've done in the past, in order to produce the movement that you want, and that leads us into motor learning, which is how your body takes the previous experiences that you've had, say when you're bench pressing for a football game. If you're arching your back off the bench when you're pushing up, when you're in the game, you're going to arch your back when you come to block, and you're going to end up right on your butt because your body is not properly aligned. Next is motor development, and that's how working on your form will eventually lead to relatively permanent results. I say the word relative because you can still start slacking on your form and go right back to where you were before. So let's go in a little bit deeper. The first thing we're really going to look at is motor control. Now the goal of motor control is to move in an organized and efficient manner. So your central nervous system uses information sent from all of your limbs, from all of your exercises, basically your past experiences, to produce a skilled motor response in response to environmental stimuli. So, how does this work? Your body uses things called muscle synergies. Now, all that is a group of muscles working as a unit, working together to perform a move. Such as when you're bench pressing, you're going to be using your triceps, your back, your chest, your shoulders. All of those are being grouped together for one goal. Now, if you train with improper form, it's going to teach your body that this movement requires this muscle, which may not necessarily be appropriate. Now, for the bench press, if someone is arching their back when they bench, when they go onto the football field, they're going to arch their back when they attempt to block. Here's a quick example. When blocking, it's ideal to have, similar to a squat base, bent over in an athletic position with your back flat here. Now, just like the bench press, outward motion. However, if you've been benching while arching your back, it'll look more like this, which will make you top heavy, falling back as soon as you get hit. Now, something I briefly want to touch on to help tie some of this stuff together is called sensory motor integration. And this is the ability of the nervous system to gather and interpret sensory information and select and execute the proper motor response. Basically, this is your body taking in all the information, storing it, and when it's time, using that information, those muscle synergies that you have developed, to perform an exercise. Now, training with improper form develops improper information sent to the central nervous system, and this is going to result in compensation and injury. Because you're using improper form, you're strengthening and weakening the wrong muscles because you're not using the proper ones. Now, for instance, if you're using your lower back too much during a deadlift, you're going to injure your back. This goes hand in hand with motor control, motor learning, and motor development, and it kind of just ties everything together. Now, all of these have been different factors in the motor learning process. Now, motor learning basically is with practice and experience, it'll lead to a relatively permanent change in your body's capacity to produce skilled movements. And I say relatively permanent because you can fall back into the error of your old ways if you fix your form. This will happen if you start focusing on the weight again, just putting weight up just to get it up. Now, for a movement to become relatively permanent, it just needs to be performed a million times. Practice makes perfect. Practice it as much as you can. Take a week out of each month. Do negatives, 3 seconds down, a 2 second hold at the bottom, 1 second coming up. You have the time to focus on the different alignments of your body and make sure you're performing each exercise to the best of your ability. And doing this is going to skyrocket your results. You're going to be putting up more weight, losing more weight, doing whatever you need to do. Now, in conclusion, form is the most important thing because you're not only strengthening your muscles when you work out, you're teaching your body the proper way to do certain movements throughout your day. No matter what it is, you're still teaching your body. It's remembering everything you're doing and storing it for later. Until next time, thanks for watching, and train on and achieve your goals.